recorded, and I'll have this sent to you by tomorrow, so you can check it out and watch it over again. And then obviously, if any questions come up anytime in the next couple of weeks, obviously just message me anytime. Sound good?
Cool. Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, let's see this. Get your form pulled up. Okay, so what got you interested in one-on-one coaching?
So basically, like for the longest time, I kind of been not really, not that I didn't care about the game, but I didn't care about it enough to kind of educate myself and to try to actually like properly rank up, other than just kind of like, oh, I'm doing one thing bad, let me not really even work on it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm kind of like taking it a little more seriously, and it's been good. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of refine what I'm doing, and sometimes it's better to just kind of talk it out with someone versus
Yeah.
rather than kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I find that that's the case. Even a bad coach, which hopefully I'm not, it's still somebody like just to bounce ideas off of, just to provide some sort of contrast can be helpful. So, okay, so
Exactly. Yeah.
low diamond, high plat, and you're mostly a Sombra player.
Correct. And actually now I got myself into masters, which I'm really happy about.
Congrats. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's awesome, mate. Nice, nice. Now, is that just OTPing Sombra?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome, awesome. I felt like when I initially picked up Sombra, there was a really steep learning curve. But once it kind of clicked for me, I was the same way, right? I think I had started with, because I played 24 or 25 hours of Sombra when she first came out, the rework. Like, it was the most I played Overwatch in a long time. And I had like a 40% win rate, 35% win rate for like the first like week. And then I jumped to like 65% like the last week. Once I actually kind of, but it's just hard, it's different, it was like I had to get used to it.
It's such a different game. Like that's what I like about it though, is like it gives me a challenge to actually like try to learn her when she first came out at the rework.
Yeah, 100%. I think like there's still a lot of quality of life things that they need to change with like translocator speed and arc. I just the other day I was like on Hollywood and I threw it over this thing. My crosshair, I could see the translocator go over, but it collided me with the thing anyway. And I'm like, wait, what? But besides that, I enjoy it for the most part. So, just you says a little bit of Soldier and Ana. So when do you whip those characters out?
Yeah, so that was a while ago. I mean, so I put that out a little bit ago. So I kind of switched Soldier to May and Junkrat now.
Okay.
And then Ana, I still do play occasionally whenever I just kind of want to not play DPS and I just want to like, play a little more game sense rather than, I don't know, I guess it's, I don't know, kind of both, but
I get you, Sam. Okay. Now your form, obviously this might have been outdated, as you said, but what do you hope to get out of the session? Learn how to apply the tips from the coaching game, obviously. But then you also said, get better at discipline. What do you mean by that?
Yes. So I end up, because I played in plat for so long, I pick up so many bad habits that like work back then that does not work now. And so I just need to like, actually take a moment in the game to just kind of like not go autopilot and actually think about what I'm doing, because the timing is so much different compared to plat from masters. Like it's such a big different game. And the fact that like, I'm able to try to I can just dive someone head on, like an Ana head on, without even like thinking about it, and it works in plat. And now I'm like, okay, now I got killed for doing stupid stuff, but I know it's stupid, and it's like I know what I'm doing is wrong. Especially if I'm just gonna do it anyway, just to see what happens. And it's just I try to like test my limit as much as possible now. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. I mean, I think the key thing is people always ask me this question, like, what's the difference between plat and masters? And you could probably back me up when I say everything. Everything is, it's hard. There's no one thing. They react faster. The mechanics are faster. Their positioning is faster. They're more likely to sniff you out. They'll counter your ultimate faster. Everything is better, right? So, Okay. So, how long do you play Overwatch per day? 5 days a week, 3 to 5 hours per day. Okay. How is that time spent? Is that mostly ranked or do you do other things as well?
Ranked, yes. So for the longest time, I never really did any warm up routines or anything like that. Now I have been, doing Baxta, and I have been doing, the unranked deathmatch, which has helped out a lot.
Good.
Because it helps me kind of, get focused on the game. It gets me in the mode.
I think it's really good for Sombra too. Yeah. I just think like the ability to like just know how to 1v1 every single character and then to be able to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like really good. You just cannot miss your
Like, and there's
virus, you know?
times where like I go against like I still somehow, I don't know why I do it, but like I still get myself in the habit of whenever I go against a Mora, I end up keep walking away when it doesn't really help
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean they have the same effective range no matter what at a certain thing, and it's like I just need
Right.
to get a little closer rather than walk away, and I need to like fix myself on that.
Yeah. 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 But that takes reps, and that's exactly why you do that. I think, how
Exactly.
long do you spend time in Vaxa? How much time?
Um, until I feel confident, I probably about like 5 to 10 minutes,
Okay.
5 to 10 minutes for each. Yeah.
I was gonna say, somebody the other day was talking about this, like, yeah, I spent like 30 minutes in Vax. I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe
Oh
if you're
man.
like new to like PC or something like that, or new to aiming
Hmm.
character, but like I think like yeah, okay, good. That's like a good warm up, but it's really boring if you do more than 5-10 minutes. I
Yeah,
find.
yeah.
Okay, goals, get into masters, nice.
Hey,
Crossing fingers,
hey, reach my goal.
grandmaster. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's funny how you like have this like imposter syndrome where it's like, okay, well now what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I think that's always the case with like any goal. It's like I think people make fun of you, but like the path is always the fun part. Because reaching the goal
Oh
always
yeah.
feels good, and then it kind of wears off pretty quickly. And then you're like, all right, well, I want grandmaster. Well, that's always going to be the case, right? So, are you
Yeah.
enjoying your stay is kind of the key thing. So, okay, short-term goals:
Exactly.
remove bad habits with noticeably bad greed plays. Okay, I can probably surmise what that means, but you elaborate.
Hmm. Yeah. So kind of like how I was saying before is like, I go in thinking I'm mentally in a plat diamond game
Yeah.
when I know it's like at the end of the day I know rank is basically cosmetic and but I still like to fix my habits of just not being on autopilot
Mm,
because that was such a hard thing for me to not do because
yeah.
whenever I play before a couple of months ago, I was not medicated for my ADHD, and
Hmm.
so my focus was all over the place. But now I'm like actually medicated and I'm actually able to play how everyone else plays normally. And so
Hmm.
now I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to do. I need to just take a breather, see what I need to do, sniff out what I need to do, and make a plan. But obviously, plans don't always work until like you said, repetition.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. I think the thing with Sombra too is it's like compared to other characters, it's like the amount of focus demanded is, I mean, definitely S tier,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't know of
Oh
many
yeah.
characters. Tracer, Wrecking Ball is one probably as well. Doomfist to an extent, where really you can't fall asleep at the wheel. Like you can't.
Not at all. Yeah.
You always have to be fully engaged. There's certain compositions where you can be a little bit more passive, like Winstons and Reapers and Tracers. You can
Hmm.
balls. You can kind of be like the spoil sport, but like 90% of the time, you're going to have to be like all the way dialed in. Um,
Oh yeah.
and to go back to your playtime, I think that might be something important to at least touch on briefly, where you're playing a pretty decent amount, but you are playing a lot. So I don't think that you should necessarily play less, but are you taking breaks at any point during the 3 to 4 hours or
Yes.
5 hours?
So now I am taking a lot more breaks than I was prior, and my playtime is probably a little less than it was before. I
Okay.
probably do about like a bracket and a half
Okay.
per plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I would go as far to recommend. I don't know if you've heard me saying this before, but I would recommend even taking a cue break, like a minute or two
Hmm.
between every single game, if possible, just to get up and
Hmm.
stretch your legs and like refocus yourself on whatever goals that you have. Especially with somebody with ADHD, especially with somebody that's
Hmm.
struggling with mentality, especially with someone who's playing for a decent period of time and playing Sombra. I think like
Yeah.
you're checking every single box, or even just a tiny break would be really, really helpful. At least to
Yeah,
try.
because I get tilted so easily. Like I mean, I it definitely don't get as tilted as I used to, but now it's like I know when my limit is when I get tilted, so I know to kind of just
Yeah.
take a little walk around my house. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but see, to me, it's not even about the reaction; it's about the prevention. So
Hmm.
before you're even
Hmm.
tilted, like on your first game, you finish the first game, get up, move around, 60 seconds.
Yep. Yep.
I really strongly, at least giving that one a shot. And then obviously, like you were saying, like doing a bracket, maybe taking a longer 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever
Hmm.
minute break at some point during that session. Okay, because I think with Sombra, it's like a lot of my Sombra review of myself was especially like later into my quote unquote career, like 20 hours in, once I
Hmm.
kind of knew what I needed to be doing. Most of my summer review is actually taking a break before this game. I'm
Yeah.
doing stuff that I need to be reacted. I need to be more attentive. I was just slow. I'm not focused. Like I knew every single area of what I was doing, even in the moment, but I was just doing them anyway.
Yeah.
And so it's like I needed more practice, yes, but also like I needed more focus. And so it was almost like I was my worst enemy towards the end of my Sombra
Oh,
play.
that was all my replay codes today that I sent. The way
Hmm.
I was tilted from the very first game
Sure.
because it was just like a long it was because I was trying to rush to get all these codes out.
Yeah.
So it was not good. So
Yeah.
all these games, I feel like you'll be looking at like basically a plat player.
I will
But
say this. I will say this though. I'll say this though. Like even if you're like not fully mentally focused, it is interesting to
mhm,
see what looks the worst when you're not fully focused.
yes,
Because that's still, even if like the mentality was the main problem, when
hmm
your mentality is bad, what's the first skill to go? And that's probably the
yeah,
skill that we need to be looking at. Because even if
yeah.
you're
How do I fix
tilted,
the floor in order to do
right,
that? Yeah,
exactly. Like if you're grandmaster and super tilted, what you would still be playing better than you are right now. You would not be playing plat level, you'd be playing
correct.
diamond level or master. So it's like, what
hmm
are those skills can we like work on? And I also think that like the goal of skills is not just to improve, but also to give yourself something to fixate on that is not the outcome of the game. So because we talk about like the next question here, what if holding back from improving? Mentality is a big factor of me holding me back. Maybe I need to use these losses as my advantage to learn from me and to not get tilted. Yada, yada, yada. But you know what helps to help the losses feel more educational is when you went
hmm
into that game practicing something
Yeah,
specific, right? And so we need to find out what that is. It's hard to say don't care about the win or loss when you don't know what you're caring about instead. We're not exactly going
exactly.
for
Yeah,
like, we're not trying necessarily for like a full emotionless Autobot, kind of approach to the game. We want to care about something about our gameplay. And what that is we'll have to take a look. Okay, so another factor would be to stop getting into my autopilot mode and think more consciously about my plays. I think a lot of that is taking the breaks. I think a lot about
hmm
that is like, what are you thinking about? Right? Are you thinking about your escape route? Are you thinking about your engage timing? Are you thinking about your order of you? Are you hacking then virusing? Are you virusing then hacking? Are you just virusing and not hacking at all? Right?
I
What
was gonna
about the
say,
timing of
am
your
I
engage?
hacking it all? Is always the
Right, right. So
yeah.
there's a lot of decisions, and I think for me, it's just like when I first started playing, I was thinking about everything, but as I improved, I had to like kind of streamline what I was focusing on because I can't. There's too
Yeah.
many things to be thinking about at Sombra at once. So you do need to try to focus on one of those things. The autopilot on other skills while you're working at one skill is okay. If you're
hmm
autopiloting all of your skills, that's not okay. One other tiny
Exactly. Yeah.
little detail that might help with that as well is your sleep isn't bad, but it could be a tiny bit better. 7 isn't
hmm
terrible, but 8 could be better. Um,
Agreed.
just my 2 cents on that. Okay, that's mostly all I have from your forum. Do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I think that kind of covers the majority of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this is more of a question for you rather than a game question. How do you like coaching? How is it? How have you been kind of liking it so far? I mean, obviously you've done it for
Oh,
so
great.
long, but like,
It's,
have you ever been burnt out where you're just like, oh my
yes.
god, I can't do this anymore?
Oh yeah, 100%. Not as much with the content, the individual private coaching. There's been times like when I've been a little bit overwhelmed. I've had to take a step back a little bit recently, but
hmm
it was just because I was doing so many coaching sessions and editing and this and that and
Oh
this.
god, yeah.
So I had to take a step back a little bit from editing, and I cut down like 2 sessions a week. But the one-on-one coaching isn't so bad. Team coaching, there has been times when I was a little bit more burned out, like when I was in Overwatch
I
League
bet,
and in
yeah.
contenders. That was a lot harder, a lot more stress and expectations, and
Yeah, a
working
lot more
just as many
demanding for
hours.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I enjoy being self-employed a lot. The most
That's
fun
good.
I've had in a long time. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
You got a code or codes for me?
Yeah, so okay, so I have 3 of those codes. If you wanna, I guess, dealer's choice, whichever one of those
Yeah.
3 that
So
you
here's what
wanna.
I'm looking for. Obviously, they're all recent, I assume.
Yeah,
Close game, preferred win or loss, doesn't matter. And the
yeah,
third one, which I think is useful, is if you had a game which you didn't really know what to do, like if the matchup
okay,
was weird, that is also useful because I might be able to teach you something to do with it. It's good to
okay.
look at a game where you're just like, I just played bad. We can look at that too. But like if there's a game where you actually didn't know what to do, that's good too.
Yeah, I think the Esperanza game was good because I
I'll start with
that
that
one
then.
it was a loss and I felt really overwhelmed and I didn't really
Perfect.
know what to do for sure. I think
Perfect.
that'd be a good one.
Perfect. Perfect. And it's long enough to where it wasn't a total stomp.
Mhm.
At least for a push game. Okay. All good on your end? Can you see?
Yep, yep.
All right, let me get the settings situated here. So Sombra, I mean, I feel like you're probably pretty well acquainted with what she's supposed to do. So what is your mentality when it's Sombra? What do you think her strengths and weaknesses are? What are some things you've been trying to do, etc.?
Spying and forcing cooldowns
Mm-hmm.
and checking people that were out of position.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the enemy comp is actually really, really strange because you look at Sombra and what she does, and it used to be it was like 60-40, like you go for backline versus you go for frontline, right? 70-30 maybe even. Now it feels more like 90-10, right? You generally are going to be assassinating backline with virus or something along those lines. However, you look at the enemy composition and you could definitely assassinate Ana, you could definitely assassinate Lifeweaver, but I look at like their DPS and nothing really outpokes you.
Yeah.
You kind of get what I'm saying? So have you ever heard the term Sombra 76?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your understanding of that term?
I personally like I don't love it. I
Sure.
know that like it's like a slower play style. You have to kind of just wait for the engagement of your team in order to kind of do anything of super value. But yeah.
I wouldn't say that as much. Let me try and draw out an angle. Like, let me actually get this all situated here. So this is how I would define Sombra 76. Let's actually wait for your team to walk up here a little bit. Okay, so Sombra 76 would be you are on top of your Cassidy or with your Moira here, and you're just shooting. You're taking angle, but your angle is more of like picture a clock, right? This is the clock. This is the 12 o'clock is straightforward. You take like a 7 o'clock or like a 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock angle, right? Or you take like a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock angle, right? And you just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, hack and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. Whereas in Assassination Sombra, you're going more deeper angles. You kind of get what I'm saying? You're rotating around behind. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because you look at their DPS, you look at their tank line, you could get a lot of damage and a lot of value out of just pressing mouse 1. Not stacked on your tank, but split slightly from your tank. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Ball, Diva, Zarya to an extent, even Sigma sometimes, Winston for sure, Junkrats, Tracers, Reapers, Mirror Sombra, Genji, Moira, Luce, anything that doesn't poke you out, you could go for. Because if you think about it, like if there is something that you can outrange, why would you go for the assassination when you could just shoot them down from range?
That's true.
This composition is one of those where it's kind of hybrid, where I could see a good argument for going and assassinating backline, but there's nothing that's going to punish you for holding here. Because the problem with the quote-unquote Sombra 76 playstyle, like holding a soft off angle, is what if they have Hanzo? What if they have Widow? What if they have Ashe? What if they have Zen? What if they have Bap? What if they have Yari? What if they have, even a Roadhog, right? That stuff feels, you just get shot. You just get shot in the face over and over and over again. So you have to kind of be sneaky, be stealthy, and go for the backline. So this is all fine. But there is also nothing wrong with you versus this specific composition looking to kind of take a soft off angle and just shoot. And the benefits of that is if there's more uptime, there's more damage. And also, if you get poked out, you get healed, right? You do not get healed from here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we got. So here's what I would do. One of the biggest things to the Sombra that you have to understand is your cycle is what we'll go with, okay? Where you have a huge peak in value here. Why?
Did I scare you?
Because I have my virus right now, and I have all my abilities right now currently.
Right, so you have your virus, you have your translocator, but you have something else. You have your stealth, right? Why is your stealth a peak in value?
Because they're not able to know where I am, so I'm able to kind of like...
It's an element of surprise, right? It's an element of surprise, and it allows you to reposition wherever you want. So as soon as this is done here, is this value?
At that point, currently in this moment, no.
No. You peaked in value, you forced him to lunge out, you did damage to him, and now his positioning sucks. Right? Great job. Excellent play. What do you need to do right now?
Go for the Lifeweaver.
Or
we'll go back to my team. I'm actually kind of curious. What should I do? I don't know.
You have a great position.
Initial thought would be to go after the Lifeweaver, yeah.
You could. But what do? You walk forward, right?
Distract the. Yeah, I try to.
Is this a bad play? Is going for Ana and Junkrat here bad?
I don't think it's the worst play, but it's probably maybe not optimal.
The question is could you do a better job of this if you were in stealth?
Yeah.
Right. So then what's the point of shooting right now? You're saying, oh, I'm going to distract them, but you're going to distract them even more and do even more damage by re-entering stealth and just going for them right away. So if your damage is meaningless, then just embrace the peak of your cycle and then do nothing so that you hit another peak faster.
Okay.
Because you should...
I do a lot of trash damage all the time. So
right.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about the Sombra 76 where you're shooting Winston, bubble, breaking bubble, like that's not trash damage. It's significant. This is trash damage. So where should you be repositioned? Let's say you go for the exact same play. Now
I go for the mega in the back. I go that direction.
So you're talking about going this way?
No, the one on the high ground.
Yeah. So you go over here. You go over here. Yeah. I would go as far to throw, maybe not. But you could either walk here. Yeah, I think you could just walk here. Or if you want to be really cute, one thing that I see a lot of, I think I learned really quickly is that you could just throw your translocator in the air and then re-enter stealth faster, get here, you'll have your translocator back, you'll have your virus back, do another spike here.
Okay.
Try to pursue that cycle quickly. Your cycle, if you get value to your virus, great, chill out, go back again. Because this is goofy, right? It's value, but it's not enough. Shoot. So you're opening with virus here, but you don't even need to worry about virus
I
right
always
now.
do that. I don't know why. I do
that's fine here. Just leave stealth and shoot. This is the Sombra 76, right? Yeah, but you could feel the value that you could get from this, right? It's freaking Winston. He just dies. Now you re-enter stealth. Now you set up an angle. I mean, it's good. Just the virus needs to hit. That's it. Wrong direction, obviously. You have a hacked mini. You have a Moira behind you. Make a choice. You make the wrong choice. You do get a little bit of spray from your Moira, which saves you. Chill with the virus. I mean, it's fine. It's just...
When is the correct time to, I guess, virus, let's say a tracer? Would it be right after she does her blink, right? Be right after she does it? Or do I...
Yes, right after she has it. Or here, when you hack a tracer here, you're going for the one-shot play. Where you virus and land like 2-3 bullets before she can get her recall. So if you look at her abilities here, right? So we're going to slow it way down. Right here, she's able to recall. If you were a little bit mechanically better, you would have hit the virus, obviously, and you would have hit probably 2-3 more bullets, right? In which case, she's dead. If you're not confident that you're going to be able to burst her down, then just virus out of stealth immediately, force the recall instantly, and then go from there. It's up to you.
Okay.
But if you're going to go for the one-shot combo, good tracers will interrupt your hack. That's the only downside of opening with hack. Whereas you could just, opening with virus guarantees the recall pretty much.
And then that's another like plat mentality thing. Is like I'm not used to like going against good tracers, so I'm just like, oh damn, she actually.
I mean, to be fair, she avoided your dash kind of, but she also didn't avoid your hack though. Yeah. So it's still okay, you know. Like even this is fine. Like this is still a lot of value. Like she's demanding more resources than you. You just went the wrong way. That's all. Yeah. And even then, it's still okay. Keep shooting. I mean, you're close enough. You're gonna walk back to your supports anyway, though. You're right. You're gonna break bubble. You're gonna shoot front line. So you might as well. There's too much downtime that's happening here, essentially, because of where you're translocating and you sitting on health packs here. There needs to be more and more uptime. Pressure. And really, that even goes back to what we were talking about here, right? Where you were like, you threw your virus and then you wanted to do a little bit of tickle damage, but that's really just downtime, is all it is. You want to get set back up for your actual assassination threat. You need as many assassination threats as you possibly can, or you need as much frontline off-angle damage as you possibly can. Maybe a little bit of both. But what we've seen here is when you go for the front line, you're very passive. You wait too long to do damage. And then when you go for the back line, you actually are way more proactive, but it actually ends up hurting your uptime because you don't actually have effective threat. Does that make sense? Like you shooting the Junkrat on from here wasn't actually threatening. So it was just, you know, she's there, I guess, be aware of her, but this never was a point in time where you were actually a threat. And that's going to reflect in your ult charge. You see that? You're behind almost everybody besides your Cassidy.
Significantly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know EMP is not the fastest charging ult in the world, but, okay. We will be really careful here. Be really careful.
¿Qué onda?
Should I hack first? Because the nade.
Yeah. For me, it's more about the sleep dart. So there's two ways of looking at it. Depending on your latency, you can virus, then hack, and you will cancel her sleep animation if she goes for it. If you can get the hack off. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
But that one is a little bit risky. So I think you can open with hack here, and then you can go into the virus. Just be aware that she is going to potentially dodge your virus. So you got to be really smart with it. There's nothing wrong with opening with virus here and just shooting, just as long as you're ready for that. So it's kind of like how you take the engagement is very important here. So minor adjustment. What do you do?
Wait till I'm a little closer, probably get the shot. 'Cause if she's going to get the sleep anyway, might as well at least try to get a little more shots on.
Well, but who says to say that she's going to get the sleep anyway?
True.
You know what I'm saying? So how can you play around that?
¿Qué onda?
Probably do virus, do a couple shots, and then quickly get out as fast as possible, and
You
then go
could.
back in.
Here's the other thing, though. Just virus from here. Shoot.
Okay.
Just virus from here, and you see the wall here. Just use the cover.
Mm-hmm.
She has to sleep quickly. If she has to sleep quickly, and you don't lose any damage by just jiggle peeking here.
Okay.
Right? It's just as easy pretty much just as easy for you to shoot shots, but you can react to sleep dart. You can't react from sleep dart here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Catch you later. Gotta catch up to them.
And then obviously even here, like if I were to ask you, if they start to push you here, where is your escape route?
Back to my team or back to Mega Health Pack behind me.
Right, back to Mega Health Pack. Your team's not even viable, to be honest with you. Maybe this direction, right? Or this direction, but you're cooked, right? So then why do you virus this way?
Catch you later.
Or not virus, locate, sorry.
First reaction, because
Right.
I'm on console and it takes forever to turn.
True. Okay, that's actually a good answer there. But you can see how that's not always optimal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like my biggest thing is whenever I translocate is like I kind of just throw it because it's like I know it's going to take me longer to turn around to where I actually need to be.
Well, darn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Is like how bad of a sensitivity adjustment are we talking here to make that?
I mean, because it's like I've tried quicker, faster sensitivities, but then my aim suffers from it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. Let's put it this way. Play the cover better so that you don't have to immediately translocate like this to survive. Right? Because if you play cover better, you'll be able to have a little bit more time without feeling the urgency to be able to rotate your crosshair even just to here, or rotate your crosshair even just to here. It's because you got slept, you felt the need that you had to immediately translocate, which you weren't wrong. So avoid that situation entirely.
Mucho mejor.
See, this is kind of what I was talking about, right? You did it right there. As soon as you finish shooting the shot and he lunges out this way, what value do you get from right here?
Minimal. I mean, I get their attention, but that's about it.
Right, but you've already gotten their attention, and you're probably going to continue to get their attention as they chase and try to kill you. I mean, that's one thing I learned with Sombra real darn fast, is like people will chase you, and they're already chasing you. You don't need to encourage them to chase you more. So your virus is down, you've lost your stealth, you forced the CDs, you forced them to rotate, you could do no damage from here right now. Now, if he'd stood right there, I would have kept shooting. So then you just try to get out. You see that? And so now the Junkrat's chasing you, but guess what? Are you ready for your spike now? Are you ready for your cycle?
I mean, kinda, only because translocates on 2 seconds, but like
but you'll have it, right? You'll have it, right? You'll have it, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Do you see the difference between this engage
and the gauge
and this engage right here, right? This engage right here. You went in, you did your damage, you did your value, you got out immediately. You didn't even lose any HP, and now you're doing it again much faster. Whereas if you had stayed, that Junkrat hits a grenade on you, you panic your translocator, you're going out, you're grabbing a health pack, you got to go all over again, and then now you're massive downtime. It's very similar to Wrecking Ball, where as a Wrecking Ball, a lot of low-rank Wrecking Ball or mid-rank Wrecking Ball players go in really hard in their first engage. They grapple, they adaptive shields, they slam, they shoot, but they have every single cooldown in the world, so what happens to the Wrecking Ball?
Then his effective abilities is basically downtime for
right. It's because he gets to 1 HP. He freaking dies, right?
Yeah.
Right. He goes all in, but he gets smoked. So then he either dies or he has to roll away out and grab like 7 different health packs. And then he's like, whereas if you just roll through, shoot a little bit, then roll away, and then you come back in again, and this time you slam and then you roll away again. Like you see how like you're able to again and again and again and again and again, and you don't need to grab as many health packs, and you use your shields more, and you force your resources more. So I wouldn't hack here just based on the attention that where he's at, that position.
Yeah.
You've also seen him use a mine, so that's one of the big things there. And obviously the virus there is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, should you disengage here? Should you do what we talked about, hit your cycle, hit your spike again? This is really important.
I think I would disengage here.
Okay, why?
Because my team is kind of split a little bit. Hog's already antied. I mean, looking at it now, Hog's antied. Can't really push in.
You're cheating, right? You're cheating. So
yeah.
Okay, so here's the question whenever you're asking yourself whether you should disengage. One question, only one question. Are you doing significant pressure right now? Do you have an opportunity to do significant pressure right now? And see, that's where I disagree. Do you see what's on your screen right now?
Yeah.
Are you in effective range of this Junkrat to do actually good damage to this guy?
Pretty okay damage. My virus is down, but yeah.
You could still shoot him, right? And are you currently being pressured or pushed right now?
This moment, no.
No, so don't disengage. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want you to look.
I was going to say, that's kind of the thing is like, I never see the cues. I feel like I don't know what the cues are sometimes.
Sure.
But yeah.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what's the difference between this right here and this right here? What's the difference?
The range, for sure. The range and where I am, yeah.
You're just not doing anything here. So reset. Here? Okay, well, not so much here. But here, you're absolutely doing something. Absolutely.
Okay.
And also nobody's looking for you. So there's no threat to this. So keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Does that make sense? Do you understand the difference there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does, yeah.
It's even here. Do you need to reset?
Not necessarily.
No. You have a good position. You're under no threat. Are you in a position to do a lot of damage right now?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Not like a ton of damage, but I'm able to go pretty good damage.
Yeah, this is good. So just keep shooting. There you go. I would have obviously preferred you to
I don't
stay on the high, right? But then obviously not to drop directly into them. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's okay. Little detail. What should you adjust with this execution here?
Actually choose the right target, because right now when I did this, I didn't pick a target. I was being decisive.
Yes. But also, what should the order of operations be here? If you know this
hack
one.
then EMP.
No, actually. Virus first, then EMP.
Oh, sorry. That's what I meant virus.
Yeah, okay. So then absolutely. Hit the virus first, because there will be times where you'll go for the virus and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
And then just not EMP, right? Because there's no point, right? You don't get the accelerated DOT. So just virus for this Ana, right? Or the Lifeweaver, then EMP. And if you hit it, great. If you don't hit it, then maybe just translocate, retry again 2 seconds later, right?
True.
Because this hurts, right? Like that obviously works out, but that's fortunate. We judge intentions, not results, right? So
yeah.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No, that makes sense. Oh, I know.
Crosshair clearly above the robot, and yeah,
always
love it. Now, again, you look at their backline here. This is really got kind of caricature, right?
I get out of my.
What can you assassinate here easily?
Yeah.
Nothing really. Like, I mean, Brig, Lifeweaver, maybe. There are situations where you can assassinate a Genji or Tracer. You could definitely spawn camp them, but any sort of support, and that's completely shut down. But they've paid the price because they were on Junkrat. And they were on Ana. Characters that can shoot you at least a little bit. I mean, Junkrat doesn't exactly have good range, but he's okay. This is a composition where you do what? You need to backline assassinate.
Okay.
Well, I guess that was a question, right? Do you need to backline?
Oh, I was
assassinate?
like, do I? With Lifeweaver Brig, not necessarily. I mean,
Right.
they're gonna
Right.
pretty much protect each other pretty well, and they're gonna dive me
Even
down.
the DPS, right? Even the DPS, right? So, is this a composition that's going to shoot you in the head if you're, like, say, shooting from here, or even
No.
shooting? Right. So, Sombra 76.
Ugh. Okay.
Sombra 76. There's a lot of value to be. I mean, look what you just did.
Yeah.
Virus, damage, fortify. And all you do is you hack that Genji if it gets too close. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about this. What could you be doing here?
Going for the Tracer.
Going for the Tracer, right? Just sit here, shoot the Tracer, virus the Tracer, shoot here. Nothing's gonna punish you, and you have a get out of jail free card. That Genji or Tracer dive you, you Tracer get away. You're kind of like a Sojourn, is what you're like.
Okay.
Wait, that's the fastest I've seen pedal platform drop.
I know.
after
I was
getting
gonna
hacked.
say, like, I've never actually seen it go down that quick.
Is that a bug fix? Did they fix that?
I'm not complaining if it is.
Seriously, that was so tilting me. I thought it was bugged at first, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's not bugged. It's just terrible. But there you go. Womp. I mean, yeah, that virus needs to hit, but I think it's okay. Just keep shooting. Like, keep shooting right now. Just keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Because again, like, you're under no threat here. So I think you kind of lost in the sauce here. Where did he go?
Yeah. Then
Oh yeah, he
I
disengaged.
start to get like mentally lost of what I'm doing sometimes. Like in this game, like 'cause I think this was my like second or third game of the day, so I was like, I'm just not paying attention.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so they're on Cassidy now. Ooh, nice. Nice. Now the Cassidy definitely makes things a little trickier. His fall off he's hurt by fall off a lot more than he used to, right? So you could definitely outrange him a little bit. But if you see him isolated, you can go for backline here. And D.Va's still actually really quite good to frontline on. Like, it's very easy to shoot a D.Va. Very easy to shoot a D.Va. Oh, that's unfortunate. See, Spike, right? So Spike. You set it for backline. You have your virus. You miss a virus. Are you going to be doing any significant damage right now? Slash, is there any threat? Right. No. So you can't see him. You don't know if Genji's going for you. So you just disengage.
Yep.
Yep. And then go again. Where are you going to go?
I love this. Back to my team.
Back to your team? Okay.
Ooh. But I don't. Oh my god, how did I live there? I don't know how I lived there. How did he not fan the hit?
I don't know, but all right, we take it. But yeah, but escape route problematic there. The engage itself was pretty good, but the escape route super problematic. I mean, look at their comp, right? It's become a caricature.
Yeah.
Moira, Brig, like these guys are not going to die. These guys are not going to die. But you know what? Every single time they make that choice to go further into this direction, your Sombra 76, I know you hate it, becomes even more attractive.
Okay.
There is nothing that can shoot you besides Cassidy. And even then, he could avoid his sightlines. So now you're still like, this is fine, I guess. But there's a real, I mean, this is going to be, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The turns have tabled. Right?
Oh,
so
so
now.
This is that more I was talking about. Like the range of
Well, I mean, to be fair. Oh my gosh. That's depressing. Look at that.
Yeah, I could have meleeed at least.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, you could always look at that, but like that's a much harder matchup than any other backline, right? And you can't just avoid her like you can at the support. It's like, oh, I messed up the Ana duel, I'll just run away. No, you can't. Same thing here. Virus first. Virus, EMP, one of them's dead. Make sense?
Yeah.
I think in general that's going to be the combo that you want to go for, unless the timing of that EMP needs to be like instantaneous. Like if you're canceling like an Orisa ultimate or a Mei ultimate. Because the problem is,
can I hack Baby D.Va when she remix?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, if it's timed well. The mech has already landed, so it's too late.
Yeah.
You see, this is so scary because, like, I mean, this is the problem,
so
right?
bad, yeah.
You're shooting D.Va and such, and you're going for backline, but obviously, like, escape route. But even if you had a good escape route here, there's so many characters that can chase you. You know, there's so many characters that can hunt you down. The Tracer, the D.Va, the Moira, even the Brugger Soldier, right? So, but for every character that can chase you down and kill you in the backline, there's a character that cannot poke you out. And so right here, where could you be playing? Like, let's just revamp this. Like, let's say the EMP fails. Where could you be right now?
Right with Ana. Honestly.
Right with Ana,
or
right? Shoot the D.Va. Even high ground, right? Just shoot. If you have a support that actually knows what they're doing, they'll go with you. Like, you'll have your Kiriko come up here with you, and you just fall asleep at the wheel. And just shoot and hack and shoot and hack and shoot and hack. I know it's not quite as like you know, exhilarating as like living on the back line on 1 HP, but there's a lot more dopamine from the tickies. You do a lot more damage that way. So it's just something to be aware of, because I actually, early on in my Sombra gameplay, especially, whenever they swapped Sombra counters that weren't Torbjorn, when they went compositions like this, I always did better. That was the irony, because I was just like, oh, now it's even easier for me to play, because I don't have to go for backline anymore.
That's true.
Because you still have a good gun. Like, your gun is still better than like half the DPS cast. But see, this stuff freaking sucks, right? Every time you go in, they use 1 CD, run away. Every time you go in, there's no real threat of assassination here. The timing is good here. But like, this is just grinding misery, right?
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I think it's just the wrong read. I think it's a wrong read of the matchup. And it's not like something that you have to be like super sweaty with reading every time. But when it gets this counter heavy, it needs to be a natural adjustment.
Okay.
Now, if there was a Zenyatta here, or an Ana, or a Widow, or even something like a Hanzo, that threat of assassination is still there. And I will say, if you were to try and go for an assassination, who's going to be your best target or targets?
Out of their team comp? Probably Brig. She does not have a real escape.
Or
Soldier,
especially if he's isolated, right? Soldier's generally a very favorable 1v1 if you can play it correctly. So let's say this. Let's say you're like, I'm going to force backline. That's fine. How do you win this 1v1?
I don't sit out in the middle of the open. I use cover to actually wait for that. Yeah.
And you freaking hit the virus too, right? The virus not hitting sucks. You did a good job with cover here even, but you didn't hit the virus. That's it. Because like, we're really like, I mean, she's pretty low here. 110 HP. You hit that virus, she's in serious trouble. And then also, once you see them or sense them coming for you, you need to reset, right? And then
went in only because I saw the Tracer low. I was like, oh, I'm going to go get her. And then
fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Let's keep going. Is all this making sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I need a Soldier 76 more.
well, depending on the comp.
Depending on the comp, yeah.
Depending on the comp. This is one of those compositions. Yeah, okay. Keep going. I assume this is just fish for some ult charge. I can disengage whenever. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I want Soldier or Brig. Soldier or Brig. Let's go. Waiting. Now you can go anytime. Unfortunate. Nice. It's just always awkward to transition from backline to your team.
Yeah.
Always. It's just without exception, because it's always going to mean crossing out in the open. I like what you did. It's just hard to disengage this way. So,
yeah.
To be honest with you,
disengage to the window to the right, but no, it's not really.
I mean, I would say just disengage to a periphery somewhere, right? Like maybe you could disengage towards the mega that you know is hacked. Maybe you could disengage this direction instead, right? Basically, like you just want to frame yourself around the enemy team and not inside of the enemy team, because you're here. You see how you're getting sandwiched, right? So you know it feels like you're closer to your team, but your team has their own threats to worry about without worrying about you. So this is where a translocate to your Symmetra, a translocator back, this way, a translocator back this way, all would have been better than where you went.
Okay.
Just a good general rule. Because I don't think you like fed there, but yeah, that's a GG.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So details, things to look at. What did you see?
That I was not using my effective range when I did. I needed to know when my spike is and when to go back to invis.
Yep.
I need to read the enemy comp more to kind of pay attention when to Sombra 76 a little bit more.
Sure. Again, it's the minority situations, but it will happen.
But it will happen, yeah.
Yeah, especially because people think that it's what counters you. When you and I both know the best way to counter you is to go Iliari, Cassidy, Hanzo, Brig, anything where like, yeah, you can assassinate, but you make one mistake, you die. But yeah, okay, let's go on to the next code here.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to choose?
We could do the Junkertown one if you want.
Let's do it. I appreciate that it seemed like you were pretty attentive to timing there. Yeah. Which obviously I'm sure is incredibly important.
Yeah, I've been working on that as much as possible. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been working on timing as much as possible. That's been kind of like my number one thing, but timing, and then as well as where to translocate when I'm actively trying to get better is where to translocate. That's what
this is a rough comp to play into. This is a rough comp to play into.
But do I force it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You look at the comp and you're like, okay, I can definitely farm Roadhog in the front line, right? I could definitely assassinate Mercy for sure. Iliari is something that I can assassinate as well. I can, Sombra 76 on Reaper, but obviously Torbjorn's really obnoxious, and there's a lot of stuff that can shoot you in the head. So I would say this is one of those hybrid situations. If you see an opportunity to farm Reaper or Roadhog, do it. If you see an opportunity to assassinate Iliari, Torb, Mercy, do it
and go for it.
I think here defaulting for backline is fine. Like when you're not sure what you should be doing, then it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
If that makes sense. It's only in those very, very, very clearly this is what you should be doing situations that you need to know what you're doing. In this situation, I honestly don't think hacking Mega is going to save you. So your priority
here... No, you don't
here,
think so, to try to fight it out?
No. Your priority here needs to be to re-enter stealth, stabilize, and then decide if you want to go for this guy.
Okay.
Because the hacking Mega, they can see you, right? Which allows them to spy check you. So you just run. And then you go, okay, we hack Mega.
In that moment, I was just ready for
him to push you?
In there for me to like have to fight him. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, this is all fine. Kind of funny, like this guy's like trying so hard, but yeah. Okay, well, that was a weird bug. Wait, what? Still there.
Yeah.
That was weird. Okay, the Sombra swap, sure. Soldier swap, sure. Wait, what? What hit you? Oh, the trap. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not used to Pigpen just randomly.
I'm not either, right? Makes you feel any better. Ooh. Cheeky. This is all okay. It's a relatively neutral trade. Yeah, I mean, you just missed your shots. That's it, pretty much. Like this fight was probably lost anyway because you're down one, so you kind of had to make a play here. I will say the only thing I'll say is, in theory, Hack Virus is unbelievably fast if you can hit it. Because unless he cancels your hack instantly with Helix, which is hard to do, he will die before he can healing station.
Okay.
Hard to do, but it's fine. It's also, I think what you did there is not that bad.
Yeah, it's definitely a mechanics thing for me that I need to...
Wouldn't bother hacking. Because it's not going to stop the visor. He needs to die faster than he could heal station anyway, so... Yeah, just be careful. Because like, if you think about it, like when you're hacking here, what's the point of hacking? What are you trying to do?
I was trying to kill him quicker than he'd be able to turn towards me and kill me with Visor.
Gotcha. So it ends up working out okay. But when he's that far aggressive, I don't even think. I think the most important thing is just to hit the virus.
Okay.
But it's fine. I think it's a relatively minor thing. And this is where you could Sombra 76, right? You have the angle for it. Sombra's overextended. Hog's overextended. Just shoot. Yep. Now re-enter. Well, that's unlucky.
Yeah, a little bit.
The aim assist kicking in on install
I
targets.
know. I'm not used to people spy checking me either in Plat
Yeah.
Diamond at all.
Yeah,
Like people
yeah.
never even bother looking for me, so it's weird.
Same thing. Virus first, EMP after.
Yeah, I need to do that. Okay.
But you hit the combos, so I can't complain. Alrighty. They're taxing. Now, you could be a total rat here, too. Even if they're here, you've got two options, right? You can go, okay, well, y'all have fun. I'm going to go kill something over here. Or you could just play for time. You could sit here and harass and harass and harass the player on the hack mega and harass and harass and harass and just slow this entire process down. The problem there is that the best way to slow them down is not to go for the EDR, it's go for the Mercy.
Okay.
Because then the EDR has to stop, peel the Mercy, right? And there's a higher chance of you getting the kill on her than there is on getting the EDR.
True.
Good. Yeah, it's just all fine. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things to say here. You're doing a good job with your viruses. Your hack is okay. The positioning is okay. It's been mostly fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Love to see it. Escape route is a little close, but again, console moment, right? So it does the job. Now here, again, you don't really need to overthink this too much. You could just shoot Jungle Queen. You could even distract Moira from this position if you wanted to. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
It's like... It's, you know, the combo here is like, to be honest with you, I don't even think it's really all that relevant because you know you're not going to be able to kill him fast enough anyway before we race. So it doesn't, you don't even need to hit the hack. You just need a virus. Okay. And then also, like, you're very clearly playing for distraction here, right? You know you're not going to get a kill here. So you can't do a play like this where you're going to die for it. Because where's your escape route here?
Basically non-existent, because if I go up the stairs, she's going to chase me.
Right. So maybe if you threw it in here, grab Mini and ran towards your team, but in which case, it just doesn't make any sense to go for this here. And so obviously, when you translocate, you're now dead. So, and even if you don't die,
I think my thought at the time was like, I already waited that whole time for him to come back. So I was like, all right, I gotta just do it anyway because I feel like I wasted so much time.
But there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing going on. We talked about uptime being important when there's actually combat happening. But as it is right now, nothing's happening. So there's no real rush for you to do anything. You just set up, right? So with the power of hindsight here, what would have been the better play? Give me at least two options. Let's do that. So Jungle Queen's dead. Mercy actually swaps. She actually goes on it. He loses her ultimate. So what do you do?
Couple options. I could stay on cart, knowing that there's another Sombra, and know that she's going to try to go for my back line or do something. So try to go there, go high ground. Wait there for something to happen, and
that works for me.
Or fourth the back line on Anna.
Sure, but then you would want to set up somewhere over here, right, or over here, and you'd wait and wait and wait and wait. Be very, very sneaky. And the funny thing is you look at their comp. Do you see what I'm seeing with their comp now? Sombra 76 time, right? It's an option now. It's an option now. It wasn't when they were on Torb. It wasn't when they were on EDRA, but now you could do whatever you want. You could just sit here and do this right now. You see this? Totally Bing Shilling. Just do this. You know? I mean, that was good, right? I mean, did you notice that you felt like you were under zero threat whatsoever, right? Mid-fight, shoot. There's nothing to worry about assassinating. I mean, Ana is definitely nice, but maybe Ana was even inaccessible there because with her back to the wall, right? So, okay. Let's go like 5 more minutes. Let's go. That work for you?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, we started late, so I'm gonna keep going here. Again, here, like you see this and you're like, I could definitely assassinate Soldier. I could definitely assassinate Bastion if I get the opportunity to. But again, Moira Brig. So you're going to need to be careful, but also that means that the frontline presence from these guys is going to be a lot less punishing on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie, I would have gone for it.
I know. But the voices always tend to win, so I was like, I should have gone for it.
You know what? I respect the timing or discipline there. I do. But don't hesitate it as long as you have an escape route. If you see an opportunity, it's okay. Now they left him, and this is a good time to go too, because the fight started, right? So this guy should die. Yeah. And see, this is great. There's your cycle, right? You did not wait. You translocated out. You re-entered stealth quickly. You didn't sit around and screw around. Set up and do it again. The funny thing here is this is actually Sombra 76 is what it is. You could just shoot here. Just shoot. Why not? Like, what? They don't have a shield. You do. They have. What's going to shoot you right now? You're LOSing Soldier.
Literally nothing.
Bastion's in spawn. You can't assassinate Moira Brig. So just shoot. Look at this. You want your dopamine? Here you go. Right? There's the combo. You see that? You see how fast that was?
Yeah.
Something to consider.
That's what I normally do. That first game was it was such a bad game.
Yeah.
But you're totally right though. What you said before, there's like, if I'm having a bad game, I don't want my floor to be so low. Like I want it to be a lot better. Like I want my floor to not be plat. I want my floor to at least be diamond. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's keep going. Let's watch at least a few more fights. They're on Ana now. Good news for you, right? So now you could do whatever you'd want. I mean, frontline is always going to be viable when there's like Roadhog, Moira, and such stuff you can poke out easily. Even Bastion, honestly, you could poke out pretty easily. But Ana, Soldier, all these things you can go for. Too early.
I was going to say, how do you feel about the new Roadhog matchup with Sombra? Is it
he's terrible versus. It's the same. He's terrible versus you. I mean, he could hook you, which is tough, but you could. He's so easy to farm. He's so easy to farm. And if you hack him on like an angle when you have any sort of team support and you virus him, you will do probably 400 damage to him before he's able to punish you. Like you will just light him up. He's really, really bad versus you. This is just a timing issue, to be honest with you. You got a little cheeky with it, when they're coming out of spawn for really no good reason at all, right? And so then you transgate out, and then they push, right? And you're nowhere to be seen. I mean, your Soldier did die instantly, but yeah, you were very, very late here. This is fine. Again, backline assassination, you're going to feel a lot better. Okay, and see, this is where the uptime thing happens, right? Where it's like, do you need to translocate, re-enter stealth, and play up your cycle again?
Not yet.
Why not?
I think because I'm in a safe spot where I can
you safe spot, and you're going to do significant damage from this position too, right? You kind of see what I'm saying? Again, it always comes back to, are you doing value right now? / are you under any risk? Yes, you're under a little bit of risk right now, but you're going to do a butt ton of damage from this position. Just shooting your gun. You don't have your virus, but you don't need your virus. Just shoot. So this is good. Just keep shooting. You see this? Just keep shooting.
Yeah.
There's the hook. Nice job. You knew that was coming. I mean, you see the difference between that first fight and the Esperanza and what that happened right there, right?
Yeah.
Look at even just looking at your ult charge here, right? You gain 20% ult charge just from shooting.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good. Cheeky. I knew what you had in mind. I mean, but yeah, you farm him. All right. Okay. Your team disengages it. So your team is backed out. Wow. That's scary. To be honest with you, I understand your hesitation here. I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know how your team is dying. Yeah, I have no idea. That's fine. Just wait. I wouldn't
You
bother.
know, just kind of like waiting.
Wouldn't bother.
I don't know why virus, because I had EMP. I don't really know why I did that. But
And there was no assassination threat either. Fight wasn't starting either, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just the 25 damage is annoying.
Ready to activate the EMP.
And you're also reminding them, hey, I'm back here, guys. Remember, you don't want them to forget you.
yeah. Also, I just saw that soldier walk away. I don't know why. I didn't
This is
just go for him. And,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. I like a cut, like what, 5 seconds back, where I literally watched a soldier walk away. I don't know why I didn't just go over that, but yeah.
Sure. This is where I think EMP first is okay, because you know you're going to get the virus in the Bastion. It's not even a question, right? You don't need a virus first.
Yeah.
And the timing of the EMP needs to be pretty quick. Like your team is here, so you want to hit it now. It's a great EMP. EMP, just farm the Bastion, I think. You got scammed. Typical Transcator moment, you know. Only thing I would say is it's okay to translocate out a little bit faster. Yeah, because you know that you're going to go right back and just continue to do damage. So it's not the end of the world. And the EMP is ridiculously powerful either way. Like your team, you're going to oh man, that hurts. You should have won that fight. That one hurts. Okay, let's wrap that up there.
Okay.
Let's take a look at Sombra here. Okay, goals, things to work on. What do you got?
Practice my peak, peak uptime, as well as my peak damage.
Cycle uptime.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, post-virus engage, am I getting good value or under risk? And make a decision on resetting / still shooting afterwards. Now that's like saying learn how to fly. You know, that's a rather loaded statement. But it is the essence of what Sombra does, right? It's like making that decision once you've gone for the virus assassination. Do I have any more value out of continuing to hold my angle, or should I just immediately reset? No sunk cost, right? You messed up your engage, you messed up your virus, or maybe you didn't get the assassination, or maybe 4 CDs. Do I immediately reset and go again? Or can I continue to get value and greed because I'm getting good value or they're ignoring me? Okay, what else?
Even though I hate it, Sombra 76 more when the team comp allows it.
So when enemy comp goes full tanky backline and look for Sombra 76. Now, the reason why you should not be as against Sombra 76 is because how does Soldier 76 play? Does he stack behind his tank? No. What does he do? Takes angles, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going for backline all the time, but you're still taking angles. You're still looking for assassinations and when the opportunity presents itself, but you're not playing necessarily for backline all the time. Okay. What else?
Let's see. Use jiggle peek more when I know that I won't be able to get the insta kill.
Engages when no chance of insta kill. And I would say keep an eye on virus into EMP combo.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Any questions? Those are big ones.
Yeah, I think those were definitely like the big things that I noticed for sure.
Sure. And maybe for you specifically, it's going to be a lot of your external approach to Sombra, like your mentality of going into the rank game more than anything else.